During the polo match, my fiancé stopped me just as I was about to enter the field. He wanted me to intentionally lose to AG. The prize was a keepsake from his late mother. I dropped my mallet, intending to forfeit the match. That way the prize would naturally go to him. But my fiancé wouldn't hear of it. No. You insist on playing. But the girl has a fragile ego. She'll only accept it if she wins it fair and square. I let out a cold laugh after hearing that. Whether he accepts it or not is his business. My father is a great general who has fought on the battlefield, and I've grown up on horseback. If I play, no one else stands a chance. Yet Songli came to beg me, insisting I throw the match. Meanwhile, Zhang Ningxi stood nearby with her hands hanging down, biting her lip until it almost bled. Seeing this, he instinctively reached out to gently press her lips, then realized I was still standing right there, and awkwardly pulled his hand back. What are you talking about? Zhang Ningxi is just my cousin. Her mother is my aunt. The heirloom should have been taken back anyway. I glanced at the hairpin on the rack. It was indeed quite valuable, but I came to play this polo match, not for the prize. Don't tell me it's his mother's keepsake. Even if he just liked it, I would still let him have it if I won. But why force me to lose on purpose? I remained expressionless, adjusting the wraps on my wrists, and spoke coldly. I can withdraw from the match and hand over the win after I've already won it. But to lose on purpose? Sorry, I can't do that. Zhang Ningxi's reaction to this was to instantly tear up. Is Sister Qin angry? I just didn't want to be looked down upon by others. As he spoke, he glanced toward the surrounding stands. That's where the noble daughters of the capital were sitting. Songli pulled me aside. He lowered his voice. She is new to the capital and feels insecure. You are her future cousin-in-law. Help her establish some prestige in front of those noble ladies. Listen to me. I found it laughable. Songli, I haven't been in the capital for years either. And I also want to establish my own reputation. Besides, the Qin family is a family of military generals. If I lose to her, it would be a disgrace to the Qin family. Having said that, I was getting a bit angry myself. Tears were already streaming down Zhang Ningxi's face. She hid behind Songli, looking completely wronged. Many people noticed the commotion here, and were casting glances intentionally or not. Songli hadn't expected me to refuse so firmly. He was stunned. What does this have to do with the Qin family's reputation? Qinin, I'm just asking for a favor. Why bring all that up? Seeing him defend Zhang Ningxi and arguing with me until his face was red, I suddenly felt that this fiancé was not worth keeping. Fixed on Zhang Ningxi's hand, which was gripping Songli's arm tightly. You just said I was his. What is a cousin-in-law anyway? I picked up my mallet and walked toward the field. Stop talking nonsense. I can't afford that title. Seeing my determination, Zhang Ningxi started sobbing in a panic. Cousin, it's all my fault. Go and persuade Qin. Sister. She stepped forward and grabbed me. What do you mean by that? What exactly do you want before you'll let this go? It even attracted the spectators outside the field. Everyone was pointing and whispering at us. Songli apologized to everyone with a smile, trying to drag me back to the sidelines. Her voice softened a bit. All right, Ian. Stop making a scene. This matter was my lack of consideration, but I was truly concerned about Eiji's future situation. He turned to look at Zhang Ningxi. The little girl stood there at a loss. Just do me a favor and let her have this round. You are General Qin's daughter. No one would dare look down on you, even if you occasionally lost a polo match. At that moment, the attendant came over to ask. As the match was about to start, Zhang Ningxi nodded frantically, running to our side. Sister Qin, please. I rested my mallet on the ground, saying nothing. Seeing us at a stalemate, the surroundings went quiet. Even the Empress sitting on the platform caught sight of the commotion here. Silence. Zhang Ningxi was rattled by just one look from the Empress. She started trembling. She tried her best to hide behind Songli. I sneered. You don't look like you can beat me in this state. The Empress is here. And you dare to cheat? Although Zhang Ningxi looked frail, there was no fear in her eyes when she looked at me. I heard that today's polo match was organized by the Empress to select a consort for the crown prince. You and my cousin have been engaged for a long time. It shouldn't be your place to steal the spotlight anyway. This time I was stunned. She's clearly terrified, but her tongue is quite sharp. So you're the one who wants to steal the spotlight? Jiang Ningji was taken aback by my questioning. She looked at Songli in a panic. Cousin. I didn't. I wouldn't dare. How could I dare to covet the crown prince? Songli saw this and scolded. That's enough. Stop talking nonsense. If the other noble ladies heard this, who knows how they'd ostracize Eiji. Chinin. You've disappointed me so much. He patted Jiang Ningji's hand to comfort her. Don't be afraid, cousin will play with you this round. Jiang Ningji whispered. But you and Sister Qin. Before she could finish, she was pulled away by Songli to prepare. He even threw a "don't regret this" at me. Originally, my teammate was supposed to be Songli. Jiang Ningji was paired with Songli's attendant. But now, Songli was helping Jiang Ningji onto her horse. Confronting me from across the field, the attendant was just about to strike the gong to start, seeing that I was all alone. He wiped his sweat. Miss Qin, this is a doubles match. I looked straight at Songli. He deliberately avoided looking at me and was even carefully tying the wristband for Jiang Ningji. I scanned the crowd around me again. I've been away at war for years and have no connection with the young masters in the capital. Songli is a marquis heir, and his group of friends always hang out together. They were definitely all siding with Songli now, watching this show with tacit understanding. Unfortunately, my father and brothers haven't returned to the capital yet. I was isolated on the field. The attendant saw that no one was coming to help and whispered, Miss Qin, why not just concede? It's better than 2 against 1. Lose with some dignity. Songli lowered his eyes, a smile on his lips. Jiang Ningji also dropped her act of being wronged. His gaze was clearly provocative. I gripped my mallet, leaped onto my horse, and said, no need to fight 1 against 2. I can do it alone. Let the match begin. The whole audience was drawn to this twist. I was waiting for the gong to sound. The Empress suddenly stood up. 1 against 1? Wouldn't that be bullying the Qin girl too much? Crown Prince, go and help her. The Crown Prince, Yuan Lin, who was called upon, bowed and accepted the order. He then picked up a mallet, mounted his horse, and walked toward me. Jiang Ningji screamed, Cousin! What should we do? Songli was also caught off guard by this sudden turn of events. He was at a loss. He kicked his horse's belly hard, rushing to my side. And that's the Crown Prince. Quickly concede. Forfeiting is fine too. I rolled my eyes, staring at them in confusion. Didn't you just say that forfeiting wasn't an option? You insisted on beating me fair and square. Songli was so panicked he couldn't even control his horse, circling around me. You are my fiancé. How can you partner with another man? Besides, what if I accidentally hurt the Crown Prince? Yuan Lin had already moved to my side. He exchanged a look with me. After he snapped at Songli, he raised his mallet. He tapped Songli's horse lightly. You guys go over there. Songli's horse stumbled. Its front legs lifted high, almost throwing Songli off its back. He hurriedly pulled the reins tight, his face turning pale. But he still didn't dare to get angry at Yuan Lin. He had to grit his teeth and pull his horse aside. Jiang Ningji's face was already deathly pale. Her hand gripping the reins was trembling. Her lips quivered a few times. Before she could even make a sound, the bronze gong sounded. Yuan Lin and I pulled our reins together. His horse was a bit slow. I had already charged to the front. The wind rushed into my collar. My horse's hooves struck the grass, making a dull thudding sound. Songli shielded Jiang Ningji, clearly intending to take the lead, and ordered Jiang Ningji to defend. Perhaps he had lost face earlier, for he didn't forget to turn and call out. Don't worry, Ji. The ball won't roll your way. Before he could finish, I had already swung my mallet and gained control. My horse surged past him by more than half a length. Jiang Ningji, guarding the goal, screamed in terror. He was flustered, trying to block me in the ball, but he couldn't even control his own horse. I didn't even need to use much effort. With just a gentle tap, I watched the ball roll into the goal. During the match, he saw Songli and Jiang Ningji attacking together. They tried to sandwich me, so I spurred my horse forward. But I had already leaned down and broken through. I didn't need him to save the day at all. The whole crowd gasped in surprise. Cheers erupted from time to time. Song Li's face grew increasingly dark. I didn't give him any leeway either. By the end of the match, Jiang Ningji was already exhausted. As he leaned over, his wrist slipped, and his mallet flew out of his hand and off his horse. His skills were lacking, and he couldn't even pick it back up. He started crying, tears streaming down his cheeks. He slumped over his horse's back, looking utterly embarrassed. Seeing this, Song Li ignored the polo match entirely and hurriedly rode over, softly comforting Ji. Are you all right? Jiang Ningji shook his head, but his tears flowed even faster. Cousin, it's all my fault for dragging you down. Am I just useless? Song Li was heartbroken and kept trying to console me. He tapped his mallet hard against the ground. Are we still playing or not? Song Li glared at me fiercely and gritted out, we're done. You're bullying people like this. This match might as well be over. His words were completely unreasonable. Yuan Lin, standing behind, heard this and was instantly furious. He took Jiang Ningji's mallet, flicked it with his own, and tossed it into Song Li's hands. Clearly, you lack the skill. So how dare you turn around and blame others? Song Li looked like he wanted to tear me apart. He said, Your Highness, you don't understand. The prize for this match is an heirloom from Ji's late mother. This was clearly done on purpose to humiliate Ji. Once he said that, the crowd couldn't help but whisper, someone else's mother's heirloom. Isn't it inappropriate to snatch it like this? Exactly. If it were me, I would have definitely conceded. I heard Miss Qin can lead armies into battle. Who would want to compete with her? Isn't that just asking for trouble? Oh, so this Miss Jiang is just trying to get back her ancestor's gift. She's really tried her best. The murmurs washed over us like waves. Jiang Ningji had already been helped off his horse by Song Li. His teary eyes darted to Song Li for a moment, then looked timidly at the crown prince. This glance seemed perfectly calculated. Yuan Lin sat tall on his horse, his brows furrowed. Because his tone softer than before. Since it's an heirloom from your late mother. That is understandable. Jiang Ningji's body shook violently upon hearing this, as if those words had pierced his heart. He hurriedly lowered his hands, his voice as soft as a mosquito's hum. Thank you for your understanding, Your Highness. She is not skilled in riding or archery. But that hairpin is the only memory my mother left me. That is why I... Jiang Ningji didn't finish his sentence, tears rolling down again. He stubbornly lifted his head and wiped away the moisture. Participating in this competition. I apologize for my overconfidence. Ji, don't belittle yourself. Your filial piety is clear for all to see. With Crown Prince Yuan Lin and the Empress here, we will definitely get justice for you. He stared at me accusingly as he spoke, as if I were some unforgivable villain. Yuan Lin, however, didn't look at the two of them again, stating directly that he would report this to the Empress. If it is indeed your heirloom, I will certainly see justice done for you. Jiang Ningji's eyes shimmered, revealing an unbelievable joy, the corners of his lips twitching upward. He thanked Crown Prince Yuan Lin repeatedly. Thank you, Your Highness. Yuan Lin ignored him and said to me softly, Don't worry. I will clear your name. I nodded, and he hurried his horse toward the Empress. From far away, I saw him talking to the attendants beside the Empress, explaining the situation to her, saying that the situation on the field had changed, and that he had investigated the cause. Jiang Ningji clutched his chest awkwardly, breathing heavily. Song Li saw me still on my horse, and couldn't help but be furious. Qinian, go to the Empress. You got what you wanted. I hunched my back, staring at this strange look on his face. Doesn't it mean you never really understood me? It's clearly Miss Jiang who got what she wanted. A eunuch came panting over. Song Li, Miss Qin. The Empress wants to see you. As we walked toward the viewing stand, the people around us became more numerous, gossiping, all focused on us. She really is the daughter of a military man. Her temper is too explosive. Didn't you see how she rode just now? Like a man. Whoever marries her is in for a rough time. She's supposedly engaged to the Marquis of Yong'an. Oh my. They are a good match at least. Better than that country bumpkin. I shot them a look. And these gossips immediately fell silent. Spreading rumors. If we were in the camp, they'd get 20 lashes. What a pity. Jiang Ningxi's face was flushed red. Songli hung his hands, walking quietly in front. The Empress stopped and asked us directly. I heard the prize for this match was an heirloom of Miss Zhang's late mother. Jiang Ningxi immediately collapsed to his knees, his voice trembling, replying to the Empress. It is indeed the hairpin I cherish. The Empress didn't even respond, but summoned the official in charge of the household, saying coldly, "How are you doing your jobs? Why did an heirloom of her late mother appear here?" Once these words were spoken, the whole place went deathly silent. Jiang Ningxi was even paler than before. He stammered. "Your Majesty. Reporting to Your Majesty, the prizes for the polo match are all collected by the Imperial Household Department and handled by the Emperor himself. The sources are clean, and the merchants' ledgers can be checked. They would never dare to bring stolen goods into the Imperial City." The Empress frowned slightly. Songli was also suspicious, his voice very low. But he couldn't hide his anxiety. Who exactly is this? What is the reason for this? Could it be that you pawned it yourself? Jiang Ningxi lay on the grass, his eyes darting around. The Empress sat steadily on the high platform, her gaze indifferent, yet filled with an inviolable authority. Jiang Ningxi couldn't take it anymore. And with a thud, kowtowed, his voice sobbing. "Reporting to Your Majesty, the hairpin is indeed an heirloom from my ancestors. However, I just arrived in the capital. My money ran out, and I didn't want to cause trouble for my cousin. So I pawned this hairpin." His shoulders shook violently. His whole body pressed against the mud. Seeing it at the polo match, I couldn't help but feel upset, hoping to win it back. Jiang Ningxi was so ashamed after speaking. He hid his face deeply, not daring to look at the expressions of those around him. Songli heard this and felt even more pity for his little cousin. Her voice was low. "Why didn't you tell me? A little bit of silver. Couldn't I have afforded that?" He raised his arm to pull Jiang Ningxi up, but was gently pushed away. "Cousin, you have already been so good to me, giving me a place to live. How dare I disturb you again?" Her words were mournful and desperate, yet stubborn. It stirred pity in young Master Song. The guests nearby all looked on with disdain. I thought it was just a little charade that she sold off herself. Look at the silk he's wearing, it's quite expensive. Could it be that he bought it with the proceeds from the hairpin? Oh my. The Empress's expression darkened after hearing the full story. Since it has come to this, you have indeed had a difficult time. Take this ornament back and keep it safe. Jiang Ningxi's eyes lit up. She joyfully took it from the eunuch's hands. She bowed repeatedly, her hairpins jingling. Songli also let out a long sigh of relief. He reached out to help her up. He looked triumphant and satisfied. The Empress favors Aji. I advise you not to make things difficult for her in the future. His words were truly absurd. Seeing that the Empress not only didn't punish her, but even rewarded her with the hairpin, the noble ladies who had looked down on Jiang Ningxi just moments ago all changed their tune. Miss Jiang has a backbone of steel. She truly commands respect. The Golden Sail polo match is meant to find a suitable companion for the Crown Prince. Your Highness, do you favor him? He dared to challenge that fierce general. Do you dare? If he is chosen, it is what he deserves. Why should a bumpkin from the countryside? Jiang Ningxi's eyes showed a hint of smugness. Even if she heard a few unpleasant remarks, she was no longer as timid as before. Only Songli appeared. Dazed. A fleeting shadow of gloom crossed his face, but it vanished in an instant. Ji, I knew you were the best. Jiang Ningxi no longer feigned timidity. She responded calmly, "Thank you, young Marquis." Even the title has changed. Songli opened his mouth slightly, wanting to say something more. But Jiang Ningji was already surrounded by the noble ladies, all wanting to admire the brilliance of the hairpin. Songli sighed deeply. I quietly watched the end of this farce. Bored, I prepared to leave. Who knew the Empress would call me to stop? Qin stepped forward. Songli's face darkened instantly. I told you not to be so arrogant. If you talk back to your master, I won't be able to protect you, I said expressionlessly. Who cares? Seeing me approach, a faint smile hung on the Empress's lips. The Crown Prince often mentioned you when he was young. Later, you accompanied teacher Qin to the battlefield. The Emperor also frequently read the reports of your victories. He praised you as a heroine among women. Meeting you now, you are exactly as I imagined you to be. This flood of praise actually made me feel a bit embarrassed. I didn't expect. The Empress reached out, taking a purple gold phoenix hairpin from her own head into her palm. It shimmered brilliantly in the sunlight. One could tell at a glance it was priceless. The guests gasped in unison. This hairpin was a treasure from my own wedding day. It has been with me for 20 years. I already understood what she intended to do. How could I dare to accept this? Just as I was about to bow and decline, the gold hairpin was already tucked into my hair. A win is a win. You performed excellently. This is a trophy I bestow upon you. I was overwhelmed by the favor. I glanced at the Crown Prince nearby. He smiled warmly. His eyes filled with undisguised admiration. I took a deep breath and knelt to thank her. The noble ladies who had just surrounded you suddenly turned red with envy. They stared at me and whispered among themselves, although no one dared to flatter me. Beside Jiang Ningji, Songli stood alone, looking dejected. I had no heart for these petty rivalries. I only hoped to quickly slip away to the gardens. Come here, Eiji. After all these years, your horsemanship has truly become even more impressive. Your Highness, it is you. I stopped in my tracks. The Crown Prince's polo skills have also improved greatly. Yuan Lin crossed his arms over his chest and waved his hand. However, in front of you, what room is there for me to show off? When we have leisure time in the future, let's have a one-on-one match, just like when we were young. I couldn't help but agree with his words. Reminiscing about our childhood, I ran away from home to learn martial arts, practicing calligraphy every morning, and coming to your manor in the afternoon to train. Horsemanship and weapons, I mastered them all. Occasionally, when we were tired of training, you would make me watch you practice. Whenever that happened, we would secretly play polo. Every time it meant a round of punishment. Playing polo with the Crown Prince reminded me of the days we were punished to squat in horse stance as children. The Crown Prince laughed at the memory. We slowly bridged the gap of our long separation. We walked away, chatting and laughing. We walked straight to the Qin family's carriage. I saw Songli standing there with a dark face waiting for me. So the Crown Prince and my fiancé are old acquaintances, Songli said, his tone dripping with sarcasm. His slick face showed arrogance, making him look more and more repulsive. I furrowed my brows, my gaze sharp. All the powerful officials in the court know that the Song family and my Qin family are betrothed. You don't need to go around showing off. Songli was consumed by jealousy at my words. Even with a betrothal, you should still avoid suspicion. I stared at Songli in astonishment. He was actually angry for a moment. He realized he had lost his composure and immediately apologized to the Crown Prince. Your Highness, please calm your anger. My meaning was that it was all a misunderstanding. It has nothing to do with you. I was stunned again. I truly couldn't bear it anymore. I wanted to slap him twice. The Crown Prince raised his arm to stop me, slowly closing in on Songli. He locked eyes with him, his gaze piercing, forcing Songli to look away. I have known Miss Qin since we were young. Our friendship spans over a decade. Meeting an old friend today, it was I who asked her to talk. Furthermore, there was nothing improper between us. Instead, I see you and Miss Zhang being overly intimate. Young Master Song, aren't you being a bit too lenient with yourself? Songli was terrified by the Crown Prince's cold words. She is my cousin. It is only natural to be close. He stammered in his defense. The Crown Prince nodded knowingly. She is your cousin. Young Master Song should still restrain your behavior. Don't ruin the young lady's reputation. Like what happened today. The whole city has misunderstood. A sound suddenly came from the Song family's carriage nearby, occasionally accompanied by sobs. I didn't need to guess who was inside. Song Li's lips trembled for a moment. Under the Crown Prince's stern gaze, he didn't dare to talk back anymore. He bowed in return and scrambled into the carriage. The carriage sped away, leaving a trail of dust. Yuan Lin finally softened his sharp demeanor. He looked at me with concern. I truly don't think this man is a good match for you. I agree. This marriage was arranged by my grandfather. When he was drunk, he made the engagement for me. I hadn't even met Song Li when I was young. Rumor has it he dislikes women who wield swords and spears, so he has always avoided me. When I returned to the city this time, my father nagged me until I was annoyed, forcing me to try and get to know him. On the day of the wedding, we were still like strangers. But when he went to the outskirts to meet me, he was already accompanied by Jiang Ningxi. These past few days, every time I met Song Li, I met Jiang Ningxi as well. Every time he claimed Aji had just arrived in the capital and didn't know anything, so he had to take her around, whatever she wanted to taste or do. He would always ask for Jiang Ningxi's opinion first, but I haven't been back to the capital for years either. Even if I am dull regarding matters of the heart, I could still see your intentions. It's like a war chariot. It's not my fault. If I had changed to another horse, he would still be unruly, extremely difficult to tame. It's fortunate that this is the capital. Such a bad horse would have been put down in the army. Many days have passed since the polo match. Song Li's temperament has changed greatly. He has invited me to his home several times, but I have declined them all. Today, my father returned to the capital with his troops. The ancient road was very noisy. Yuan Lin was ordered to welcome him personally. I also had duties in the camp. I put on my armor early. Fu Jiao and the soldiers gathered together. Unexpectedly, Song Li was already blocking the entrance to the Qin residence. Look at me in my armor. With a gleam in my eyes, Yin. You wear your battle robes. You look quite heroic. I didn't even bother to listen to him. I whipped my horse and flew past him. My horse's hooves kicked up dirt all over him, waiting for the troops to enter the pass. Li Minglai came to welcome us. Yuan Lin came to greet us personally. It was the height of my popularity, celebrating the old general's return. My mentor and I hadn't met for years. It made me very nostalgic. My father looked at the spirited crown prince. He felt quite emotional. Xuanji suggested a sparring match with his disciple. A sparring match? But we still had to go to court to see the emperor. A banquet was set up in the palace to welcome us. There was no time to waste. My father prepared his horse. I looked around wondering where he was. I couldn't help but ask why the young marquis of the Song family wasn't there. He fell into the mud. I went back to the mansion to change clothes, getting ready for the banquet, so as not to be rude before the emperor. Seeing the disdain on my face, my father basically guessed what I was thinking. He looked down on it. Besides, messages were being sent to the camp very frequently. Like the wind I stirred up here. It had already been rushed to my father's desk. Why are you so useless? My father couldn't help but sigh. It wasn't convenient to say anything more. We'll see the emperor in a while. We need to think of a plan. I couldn't help but laugh out loud after hearing that. What father wouldn't favor his own daughter? He looked back at me confused. He chuckled along with me. My father sighed again, saying we needed to think of a way. What's going on? What should we do? My father snorted and rode forward. It's nothing, go hang out with the prince. My father told me to hang out with Yuan Lin. Before the banquet, my father went to submit a report to the emperor. Yuan Lin and I stayed in the imperial garden to play. We sparred back and forth for over a dozen rounds. It was a close match, and we had to deal with the other nobles on the side. They all met the same fate. The crown prince covered his eyes and said, No, that's not it. Ian and I have been evenly matched since we were young. You all stay out of this. Slowly arriving. The banquet was full of guests. We were just about to decide a winner. The crown prince was a step behind me. He didn't hold back his praise for me at all. Ian, you've really matured at the border these past few years. Of course. I proudly gave him a wink. There was a lot of noise all around. Once I caught my breath, I realized a group of guests had gathered in the courtyard. Songli was there with his little cousin. Our eyes met. He was so anxious that the veins on his forehead were bulging. Just then the messenger approached. Wang Yuyan had already been settled. I brushed past Songli. He grabbed my sleeve tightly. Qinin, isn't this going too far? I glanced at Jiang Ningji behind him. Extremely annoyed. You should worry about yourself. This is an imperial banquet. Songli's promotion. My anger subsided a little. He frantically tried to explain the last polo match. Aji can't even find her relatives because of you. I took her into the imperial city, hoping to meet the high-ranking officials. There was plenty to choose from. I poked myself with my hand. Unbelievable. To this day, he still thinks it's my fault. I felt there was nothing left to say to him. Anyway, my father would handle it. Who knew Songli would say, "Are you jealous?" He only acted that way with the crown prince to provoke me. I was amazed by Songli's arrogance. And I really couldn't stand it anymore. He said such disgusting things to me. I pushed him away hard. I used too much force. He stumbled and fell to the ground. Jiang Ningji screamed. My cousin just glared at me hatefully. He didn't dare to say a word. One sentence. The crown prince sneered, accompanying me to the banquet. The whole room saw this. I didn't dare to make a fool of myself by interfering. At the imperial banquet, the emperor sat firmly on his throne. He lowered his voice. The scene in the imperial garden caused quite a stir. It all reached my ears. You young people have grown up. If you like each other, don't bother me. I thought it would be better to call off the engagement, better than becoming enemies for life. My eyes lit up. My father really acts fast. It was obvious he had already lost. Your Majesty. Once the emperor spoke, who would dare to disobey? I stood up in a hurry, preparing to bow, but Songli limped over and shouted loudly. No. He leaned on Jiang Ningji for support. This is a private matter for a commoner. This was a debt from our ancestors. How can you just break it off like that? Songli glared at me with hatred. Did Miss Qin find someone better? To break the agreement like this? The whole room was shocked, from the polo match to the apology in the garden just now. Everyone saw me chatting and laughing with the crown prince. We seemed like a perfect match, even though we never crossed the line. Anyone with eyes could see we were very close. Songli was agitated. He kowtowed more than a dozen times. Your Majesty, please support our Yong'an Marquis mansion. Songli, who had been holding it in for half a month, he started pestering me at that moment. The emperor didn't expect him to act so recklessly. He clicked his tongue. The empress took the brush and looked at me. Qing, what do you think? Breaking the agreement on the spot. It's easy to show off wealth. The disciples of the sword sect are pressing us. We have to consider the master. I have no intention of being a sycophant. But I had a disagreement with the Song family. Just as the emperor said, we hate each other. Songli heard me say this. He was so angry he almost jumped up. How did we end up not seeing eye to eye? My father, who had been silent, watched Songli's reaction. I knew he would never give up his power easily. He stood up and faced the emperor. The fierce woman is a fierce general on the right flank of the northern army. The previous disaster. He killed 300 enemy soldiers by himself. He is the greatest war god our camp has seen in a century. Just received intelligence. The enemy is frequently harassing us again. The people at the border are uneasy. I hope to take advantage of the situation to capture the camp and wipe out the barbarian enemy forces. Hearing about my battle record, Songli shivered for a moment. Like a frightened quail. Everything cut to 300. This young girl is truly fierce. The emperor said, Let's do it that way. I wish Qing a great victory. Wait until the imperial seal is returned. You go to the study with the Ministry of War and the commanders. To discuss the details of breaking camp, Songli was stunned. Still want to say more? The emperor ordered him to step back. I was secretly happy. The emperor and my father seemed to be working together. Jiang Ningji helped Songli off the ground. Suddenly, his knees buckled. He felt dizzy and couldn't help but feel nauseous. The emperor scolded. What's wrong now? The Empress had already straightened her back, worriedly said, "Is this the cousin Jiang who lives in the Song Mansion? Why is she feeling sick? Call the imperial physician to take a look." "Look." Jiang Ningji stared blankly. She waved her sleeves in a panic. "Don't call him." She retched until she had tears in her eyes. Fortunately, a palace maid helped her sit down and brought her a cup of tea. Finally calmed down. Many noble ladies were sitting in the hall. Such a scene inevitably led to whispering. "I'm afraid she's pregnant. The young lady hasn't even been married yet. Whose child is it? Doesn't he just live in the Song Mansion?" At the last polo match, I also saw her leaning on the Song family's carriage, hiding in the young Marquis's arms and wiping tears. Songli heard this. His eyes almost popped out of his head. "Seventh Master, I really didn't." "Songli, you better clarify this." But he was too far away from me. It's not appropriate to rush to my side in front of the high hall. I could only desperately shake Jiang Ning, forcing her to speak. Unexpectedly, Jiang Ning remained silent, only covering her face and weeping, watching me leave with a sorrowful gaze. This behavior only deepened the suspicions of everyone present. Songli couldn't help but doubt himself. Did I get drunk that day with Qingnan? But I clearly remember returning to my room. "Ji, what exactly is going on? Tell me now." But no matter how much Songli pressed, Jiang Ning said nothing at all, hanging her head and playing dead. How could such chaos exist in an army camp? I took a light sip of wine, no different from anyone else, tasting it with relish. The Emperor's face grew increasingly livid. On the verge of a furious outburst, the Empress hurriedly intervened, saying that while it was unseemly, young people often lack self-control, and it was no great harm. During the previous ball game, Miss Jiang and I also shared a connection. Let's do this. I hereby decree that you shall marry the young Marquis of the Song family. Jiang Ning, who had said nothing at first, suddenly prostrated herself to accept the favor. This humble girl thanks the Empress for her great kindness. I was also quite astonished, so much so that I didn't hear clearly. Afterward, the Empress requested that the Emperor allow Yuan Lin to join the expedition to gain some experience on the front lines. Yuan Lin spoke with great sincerity, saying that he had followed me in the 8th Prince, mastering martial arts, but lacked the ability to command troops. He hoped to use this opportunity to learn strategies for defeating the enemy. The Emperor agreed, saying his words were reasonable, and approved the request on the spot. When the gathering ended, I found him in the side pavilion as I was removing my armor. "Congratulations, Sister Qin, you're going to lead the army with the Crown Prince." I didn't even lift my eyelids, not wanting to engage in a war of words with him. My gaze fell upon his stomach. Unsure if I should congratulate him, he smiled faintly, lowering his voice. "I am not with child. I only hoped the outcome would favor you. After all, for me, marrying into the Song family is already good enough." I stopped in my tracks, glancing at him for a moment. He feigned frailty, but was actually deeply calculating. I thought it best to stay as far away from these people as possible, since both of them were clearly troubled. On the day we broke camp, the sky was dark. From afar, I saw Songli galloping back on his horse. His clothes were disheveled, his hair in disarray. Before his restless horse had even stopped, he jumped off, stumbling toward me, his face filled with a pathetic, pleading humility. "I have something to tell you." I gripped the reins, staring at him with indifference. "Speak." He swallowed hard. Looking around in all directions, seeing the soldiers move away, he finally spoke. "Aji is not pregnant. There is nothing between us. She just didn't have the courage to clarify it in front of the guests. Fearing it would ruin her reputation, I scoffed. You don't need to explain yourself to me. This was your own scheme." Songli panicked and tried to reach out, grabbing at my feet. "Even if the Empress has decreed the marriage, our marriage contract is still valid. You can be a co-wife. Do you understand what a co-wife is? No distinction between first and second." He paused, as if hoping for my pity. "Can't you?" I finally saw through it. "I am the new moon and you are Aji." I had long since stopped seeing him as anything more than a cousin. I looked at him, as if watching a ridiculous actor in a play. "Young Marquis, the troops are about to move out. If you delay military operations, you will be executed according to camp rules. I stepped around him, intending to leave quickly, but he grabbed my stirrup. Still rambling on. You spend all day playing with swords and sticks. Do you really hope to marry into the imperial harem? The crown prince. He will eventually have many wives and concubines. Before he could finish, a cold gust of wind struck. Songli suddenly felt a chill at his feet. Looking down, a sharp blade was embedded firmly between his legs. If it had been half an inch off, he could have said goodbye to his left leg. A few steps away, Yuan Lin brushed the dust from his fingertips. Young Master Song, you are blocking the soldier's path. A faint smile appeared on Yuan Lin's face. Songli turned pale as a sheet, stumbling back 2 steps, clearing a path. We whipped our horses and sped off, racing past him. I wasn't even afraid of thousands of enemy soldiers, let alone a mere Songli. Exactly. I really wanted to pick up my horse and run overnight. Xinling laughed when he heard this. Ha ha ha. Little brat. We still have a very long way to go.